Hello everybody and welcome back! We are going to be rating the monk subclasses today. And I can already tell you right off the bat, this one's gonna be a controversial episode, to say the least.
It's only because you're a hater.
It is likely mostly because I'm a hater, but you know?
At least he admits it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Monks as a concept are kind of cool, I guess. But, like... I don't know, man. The only thing you want to, like, you think of playing a monk, the only thing you want to be is Goku, and you can't be Goku, because Goku's way too overpowered for this game.
True!
It's true, bro.
Not true.
No one goes into a D&D campaign, they're like, I want to be Bruce Lee, bro. It's just, it's not real.
That isn't people.
It's not
Bruce
real.
Lee.
It's fake.
What is wrong?
I'm just saying the truth. Or people want to be like a strength-based monk. They don't want it. Like, no one wants to be this. I'm sorry, man.
That is not true. You are.
No, I will just take the L on this. All right. But it's just like, I don't know, man. Bro, alright, I'm just gonna read the first subclass, and we can complain along the way. The dragon god, Bahamut, is known to travel the material plane in the guise of a young monk, and legend says that he founded the first monastery, the Way of the Ascendant Dragon, in this guise. The fundamental teaching of this tradition holds that by emulating dragons, a monk becomes a more integrated part of the world and its magic. By altering their spirit to resonate with draconic might, monks who follow this tradition augment their prowess in battle, bolster their allies, and can even soar through the air on draconic wings. All this power is in the service of a greater goal, achieving spiritual unity with the essence of the material plane. Heh. 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 Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like, flavor-wise, it's cool. It's like a little origins table.
I didn't know this was a subclass.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you know. It's a subclass. It's okay.
I was started reading this and I was like, wait. What?
You get like a lot of pretty mid third level features, but because you get a lot of them, it kind of adds up to being pretty useful overall. You know. You got some like
You get
once per long rest you could turn an intimidation or persuasion check into a success.
You get to re-roll.
Yeah, but if you succeed once, you can't do it until a long rest.
Yeah, but it is a re-roll. But if you succeed.
Yeah, but it's a re-roll on like a social check on a stat you're
yeah,
probably
but if you
not
re-roll
taking.
and fail, then you get to do it again. That's kind of nice.
Yeah,
like
but you still
inspiration.
fail.
Yeah, but it's better than that line not being there, and you get a re-roll. And that's why, like, everyone's very sad using Indomitable.
Look, that's why I'm saying it's not horrible, but it's just, it's not that exciting. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you're gonna be this to be a bard character, right? It's just,
you get like a
I
dragon
got stuck on
breath.
this. Yeah, you get a dragon breath, which is pretty good. It's like kind of an AoE flurry of blows, sorta. Which is
one
neat.
of your attacks can be that's pretty good. It's like updated Dragonborn.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not like super good, but it's definitely usable.
And it's not worthless if you are a Dragonborn.
And the Draconic Strike thing is like pretty cool. I think the updated monster, from what I've heard, the updated monster manual is going to make stuff like this actually more useful, because I've heard that they're adding a lot more weaknesses and resistances to creatures, so being able to change
option as a marshal is good
is sick
too.
Yeah, it
also,
being there is good.
Yeah.
You get
and
like
also, doing an elemental damage with your punches is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. As long as it matters. If it doesn't matter,
I mean,
then
it's kind of cool even if it doesn't matter, if I'm being honest.
it might as well be flavor if it doesn't matter, though. Because, I mean...
Yeah, but it's pretty cool flavor.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying, like, you could be a Way of Mercy monk, and if it doesn't matter, I could be like, oh, you're punching people with holy energy, okay? Like... But it's just damage. That's just normal
Such
damage.
a hater.
Just saying, like, it doesn't really matter.
You get to fly when you step with the wind at 6th level.
Yeah, it's pretty cool being able to fly at a relatively early level.
I mean, it's only for that movement.
Yeah, it's way worse than
one.
Draconic Sorcerer's flying. Draconic Sorcerer gets it later.
Yeah, 14.
It's okay. It would be... I would like it if it was proficiency uses, but if you used key points or something, you could do it again. Like extra key points, that'd be nice.
I mean...
Because I just feel like long rest features are clunky on monks, but it's pretty good either way.
I mean, you get a couple.
Yeah. You know, it's just something to keep track
Dragon
of.
Aura, you get resistances to your allies.
Yeah, you get like a really close range paladin. I mean, to be fair, it's the same as the default paladin aura range, but to give 1 resistance to allies, which is alright. It's okay, this one you can use key points to use it twice.
60-foot cone, 90-foot line, blind sight, random blind sight. That's kind of cool. I don't know, this is kind of cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like incredible. It's solid though. I mean, it's not like anything I wouldn't want. The features are fun.
The features are exciting. They seem pretty good.
Yeah.
You get to be a dragon man. Everyone likes dragons.
Sure.
I'd put it in A tier.
A tier?
A tier.
We're putting a monk subclass in A tier? Ugh. Yucky.
You're yucky. It's good.
It's fine. I mean, it works.
It's fine.
I think it's probably on the tier of stuff we put in B tier, though, not the stuff we put in A tier. I mean, if I'm just looking at our other B tier things, it seems more B tier to me. I don't know, that's just my thoughts, man.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
I think I wanted some of those B tier things to be an A tier, if I'm remembering.
The only one I can think of that you wanted to be an A tier was Druid, I think.
Whatever, you can put it in B tier, I guess.
Well, it just seems to me like a fitting place for it, considering the other B tier classes, okay? I'm not trying to hate or anything.
Sounds like you are, but, you know.
Alright, I am a little bit trying to hate, but, you know. there's other options. Yeah, so anyway. Moving on to the Astral Self monk.
A monk who follows the way of the Astral Self believes their body is an illusion. They see their ki as a representation of their true form, an Astral Self. The Astral Self has the capacity to be a force of order or disorder, with some monasteries training students to use their power to protect the weak, and others instructing aspirants how to manifest their true selves in service to the mighty.
Neat. Yeah, Astral Self has a lot of, like, really cool features that are not super good. But,
damn,
they're awesome. They're flavorful. I feel like if I'm playing a monk and like the flavor is that I'm like a monk, this one does it for me more than open hand does, which I think most people think of. But yeah, you get like the arms. It's pretty cool. It's like a
you
classic.
get some interesting features. You get the magic spirit arms, which are pretty cool and pretty good.
Yeah.
And they give you reach, which is a pretty cool feature. I feel
Yeah.
like this class doesn't really do what I want it to do.
You only need wisdom.
It doesn't
Okay.
make me feel like Yoda, which I feel like is the idea. If you're like this frail old man, and then you go wah 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 wah,
I
and
feel
you
like
like don't
it's
keep
more
dex.
like Amira or whatever from Borderlands 3.
Yeah, but she's lame.
Yeah, that's true. But like it's a cool concept despite that.
I just feel like the idea is the point of this one is you can do strength stuff and you can have lower dex, but you can make up for it by having really high wisdom. So you can be sort of
Yeah.
someone of weak body that's gone all in on the power of wisdom in their mind, of understanding the world, and they have combat strength through that. And in my eyes, I don't think the features are totally off base, but I don't want like a helmet that lets me see through magical darkness and like advantage on intimidation checks. And so that the ability to yell.
Yeah.
Those seem very off base to me.
I mean, it works, right? You get like the glowing eyes,
Yeah,
you
but I don't
know? You
want
like
that.
project yourself to be like a large ghostly form. I don't know.
I don't want to be an intimidating man. I want to be a little old geek.
Yeah, but it's
And then
also
you're like, it's
insight. You
just a
don't have
little
to
idiot.
intimidate.
And then you go, whop pow! And then they die in one or something. Like,
Sure, but
someone who looks like a loser. I don't want to be I don't want
there's
to be
only so
intimidating.
much looking like
Yelling.
you're frail and weak that you can have when you have giant glowing arms sticking out of your back.
I'm just saying, I'd rather like get advantage on um like nature checks or something
Sure,
than
I get you.
intimidation. I'd rather get I'd rather I don't know. Astral Sight's like kind of on base, but I feel like it'd be cooler if it was less and it was like blind sight. You know?
Uh-huh.
It's just close, but I don't know. It doesn't fully. I don't think it delivers on the. It doesn't fully deliver on the flavor that I want to.
You get a Susanoo at level 17.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
I kind of agree though. It's alright. It's like not bad. Like these aren't features I wouldn't want to take.
Yeah.
But nothing's like sticking out as particularly good or particularly incredible. There's
yeah,
kind of
nothing
just like
particularly flavorful.
it's like a way to play your character, and then it's just is that the whole way through. There's not really a whole lot of
Yeah, because like you talk about, you get like a Susanoo, But the Susanoo is kind of just, it's written there like you get that, I guess.
Yeah.
But you just get +2 to AC, and you can attack one more time.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, it's decent, but it's not that cool. I'd
Yeah.
rather be able to, like, separate my mind from my body and be able to sit in a meditative stance as, like, I'm attacking people from a different place or something.
Sure.
Or,
I gotcha.
like, gain the ability to cast the dream spell or something. So I can, like, enter people's mind. I don't know, maybe not that. But, like, you know, something like that. Where it's like you lean more into the idea of disconnecting your body and spirit. Or being this frail old man. I just feel like it's not...
Yeah.
I want to do something more as opposed to just be better at fighting. Which I feel like this subclass should do.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you beat people up with giant magic arms. I feel like
I'd put it in C.
I would also put this in. I don't know.
I said C.
Well, I'm saying I would put it in
Oh.
B with Ascendant Dragon.
I'll accept that.
Only
I'm just kind of
because
salty.
this is like kind of an archetype I could see like wanting to play, but it kind of only caters to one type of character. It's not super flavorful. I think Ascendant Dragon is a bit more, but yeah, I don't know. All right, well, Drunken Master, Monk. The way of the Drunken Master teaches its students to move with the jerky, unpredictable movements of a drunkard. A Drunken Master sways tottering, unsteady feet. Present what seems like an incompetent combatant who proves frustrating to engage. Drunken Master's erratic stumbles conceal and carefully execute a dance of blocks, parries, advances, attacks, and retreats. A Drunken Master often enjoys playing the fool to bring gladness to the despondent or demonstrate humility to the arrogant. When battle is joined, the Drunken Master can be a maddening, masterful foe. But
I like this one. I think it's good. This one's kind of just in combat stuff. I think it works for this one though. Yeah, their features aren't crazy, but they're good. They do what you want to. They let you move more. They let you sort of get around your foe, and it gives you a little bit of stuff. You get proficiency and performance and brewer supply. It's kind of a cliche, but I think it's a fun cliche. That I think the game would be worse off for not having.
I really like this type of character. I don't know. Just like a friendly guy who's always like the center of like a party almost. And he's underestimated, but like, you know, he's actually pretty competent. At least in like the role playing is concerned. I think.
Yeah. Which I think the last one needed more out of combat stuff, but this one's really like, you seem like a loser, but in combat, you got some schmoves, and the schmoves come through in the features.
Yeah.
And you get to sort of combine stuff. I think it works very well.
I think, though, as much as I like the character, probably more than the other two. I think mechanically it's weaker than the other two. Probably by a decent amount as well. It's just not... It's not very good. It doesn't, like, do a lot
You combine a lot of things.
that... Yeah, but it
You're
doesn't...
faster. You get to disengage when you flurry of blows. If you step of the wind, you also get the what is it? You like? Oh, it's kind of like, flurry of blows is kind of like using step of the wind. So it's like sort of combined. You get to use both at the same time.
Yeah.
Redirecting attacks, pretty good. It's almost like making an attack as a reaction, which is a high level like barbarian feature.
Yeah, I mean it's decent, but I mean it's not like you're not using like
leap to your feet is like a half feet.
As a monk, you're using a lot of movement things and you're using a lot of like actions, and it's like it sort of adds to that, but it's also I just feel like a lot of these features just need like a little bit more, or like
I mean, if you're basically getting the mobile feat for free,
kinda, and it's good. I mean, you're probably, if you aren't playing the subclass, you're probably taking the mobile feat as just a feat tax on monk, as pretty much any other monk build anyway.
And you essentially just have 10 feet of more movement than the average monk, who already has more movement, so you're fast.
Kind of.
Fast, yeah. Which is cool.
I mean, it's not like
what else you can lean into that.
There's definitely ways to make it really good. Like, I don't know. I don't believe otherwise. I think you could be trapped between things, and then you could dash as your action, flurry of blows as your bonus action. You get 10 more feet of movement. You get to hit some people as on your way out. You have over double your movement speed because you're getting 20 extra feet of movement instead. Yeah, I mean, there's
with the dash.
There's stuff you can do, certainly.
Then if you're like a wood elf, then you're getting like, you have like 60 some odd feet of movement.
Sure, but you can be a wood elf monk on any other subclass as well, and monks are fast. And you can take the mobile. Like, this isn't something that is too bad for you to do. Because I don't...
Yeah, but the disengaging is better than the mobile feat. Right?
Mean, it's good.
You have to attack the creature, then they can't opportunity attack you. But with disengages, no one can opportunity attack you. So you could run past 100 guys, and with 120 feet of movement, that could put you in a really good position a lot of the time.
Sure. I don't know.
And you can kind of do that as monk, but you get to hit people on the way too. And you're faster.
I just feel like
10 more feet of movement.
Look, you can talk about movement creep and stuff, and it's good, but what's stopping you from taking 3 levels in this and then just being a different class? Because I don't think redirect attack is that good, right? If you're taking just 6 levels in monk, redirect attack isn't that good. Leap to your feet isn't that good.
Have you ever fought a pit fiend?
Look.
Have you ever fought a storm giant?
It has to miss you with an attack roll and cause it to hit another creature within 5 feet of you. If there's not another creature within 5 feet of you, it's hitting you. It doesn't hit nothing. And so that just doesn't come up as much as you think.
No, it misses. Which, when the attack misses, you can cause it to hit someone else. So you just don't use it if there's no one 5 feet of you.
Oh, that's even worse than I thought, actually. I thought it could help you not get hit, but it doesn't even do that.
No, it's if you get missed by the storm giant, you can cause the storm giant to do 70 damage.
Yeah, but that's terrible, because monks are usually not super high on AC anyway.
What do you mean?
It's true.
You get bracers of defense, you get a cloak of defense.
We can't judge a subclass based on you having magic items. We have to base it on its own merits.
You should assume that the levels assume you have magic items. And you can use some powerful magic items as a monk that are powerful because you have to not have armor. It's like you're assuming that a level 12 fighter is going to have a +1 or +2 weapon. Maybe something more than that. And you should assume that. I'm not judging fighter or barbarian based on the fact that they don't have a magic weapon at level 15, and I'm like, oh, they're terrible because everything's immune to
Yeah, but
non-magic
that's
damage.
just
They're
that's
a worthless
baseline. We're talking about what the subclass gives to you, and the subclass does not give you a cloak of protection or bracers of defense.
No, but you're saying you don't have high AC, but you can have high AC.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would.
You have high.
I would like this subclass better if it gave you a real defensive feature, or it gave you like a real, like, I don't know, like, I feel like this should be like the tanky monk subclass that can move around the battlefield quickly, and it isn't that. Not really.
But you have a lot of ways to position. I feel
Yeah,
like it
you
should
do, but if you position in
slugger
ways...
class where you take all the hits, it's the class where you can outmaneuver your opponent.
Yeah, but also it,
So
like,
they can't
it's an
get you. They don't get to
anti-synergy,
hit.
because if you are taking into account that you're playing like a wood elf with an extra 10 feet of movement from Drunken Technique, you're moving out of range to be hit, and then redirect attack doesn't matter. Because
Unless
people
you're
aren't
not,
going to
because
hit you.
You want to try and use a redirect attack.
Yeah, but you don't want to stand in front of a pit fiend as a monk to get people to use redirect attack on you.
You might.
You don't want to.
Use
There isn't
patient-
that you might.
You can use patient defense.
Yeah, you can, but as it is, patient defense is not very good.
Patient defense is pretty good.
Nah,
Everyone's attacking you at disadvantage.
it's not that good.
And if you have high wisdom and a high dex, then you probably have an AC of like 19 or 20. The attacks are at disadvantage.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, it's pretty. If you're against a big enemy, redirect
Standing
attack
next
is
to
really
another
big.
big enemy that's also standing next to you.
Yeah. It's huge.
No, it's not good, bro. I'm
It's
sorry.
huge. You're out of your mind.
I'm not out of my mind. And the level 17 feature is borderline useless. You can use the flurry of blows on 5 different creatures in a turn.
That's hype!
It's for a level 17 feature, that is not hype. That is terrible.
That's 3 extra attacks every turn.
That's only if you're hitting 5 creatures. You have to be able to get to 5 creatures.
You're really fast.
Look, you are really fast, but like, look, I
And
can't.
when you flurry of blows, you
I
disengage
can't,
the game.
within reason, assume that you're playing like a Tabaxi mobile feat, like min-maxed super.
Well, you're not taking them because you
Monk.
have them all, basically. Yeah, but at level 17, you essentially have an extra 35 movement. So if you're just have the base 30 movement, that's 65 movement.
It's a good amount.
That's a lot of. That's very fast. That's assuming you have no magic items that make you faster. That's assuming you aren't dashing. That's assuming you don't have boots of haste. You have nothing. But you probably do. You're level 17. You'll probably get it. If you want to be fast, you can be really fast. And 65 feet of movement's a lot of movement. You're getting at the things you want to get.
I guess. I don't know. It's good, but it's not that good. It's not freaking Way of the Open Hand Monk's instant one-shot.
Easy A tier.
What the hell?
Easy.
Bro, come on! This is not a better subclass than Ascendant Dragon or Astral Self. Even if I would rather play it.
100% is.
It definitely isn't. Well, okay, actually. I have to think about it. Is only getting free disengage on flurry of blows and an extra 10 feet of movement better than every other thing that the other two subclasses get.
Yeah.
Ignoring all the other bad features that this subclass gets. And the answer is probably yes. But I don't know. It might. I don't. Fuck it. Whatever. I'll throw you a bone. There you go. A tier. I can't just be upset about everything. All right. Here we go. Way of the Four Elements monk.
Oh baby.
All right. I think this one's you. So. Unless I read the right.
Oh no, I didn't. This one is me. You follow a monastic tradition that teaches you to harness the elements. When you focus your ki, you can align yourself with the forces of creation and bend the four elements to your will, using them as an extension of your body. Some members of this tradition dedicate themselves to a single element, but others weave their elements together. Many monks of this tradition tattoo their bodies with representations of their ki powers, commonly imaged as coiling dragons, but also as phoenixes, fish, plants, mountains, and cresting waves.
Anyway, I know what you're gonna say, but I'm put it out here. I think in One DND, this subclass is gonna be sick, and people are gonna want to play it. Maybe. Actually, you know what? I think I'm saying that, but I think they reworked it. So, never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. But I think that this subclass has a very obvious problem. You need a lot of key points.
A lot of its features are much cooler than others.
Yeah.
But I think Baldur's Gate did make it a lot better. It gave you some more better features.
Yeah.
A little bit more stuff. I don't think it needs I think it's tons of fun. The problem is, really in my mind, the only thing really worth using in the entire class is the Water Whip and the Wind Punch, which are both really cool features, very good features. The other ones just tend to not be good enough. Once you get to a really high level, you can do some cool stuff, like being able to cast Fly on yourself is really powerful. Being able to cast Fireball is occasionally very powerful.
Yeah. It's sometimes worth it, but it also kind of counteracts your normal monk features. Like,
I mean, I think you just really lean into it, and you just tend to not use your other monk features that often.
Yeah. You kind of turn into a bad warlock. Kind of.
It's just, it doesn't quite work good enough. I think if they really thought about it and made the features better, they gave you some more ones that you wanted to use.
Yeah.
Less that were just spells that you didn't want to use, and more like custom that you did want to use, it could work. And it just isn't fully that. I like it. I think it's got a lot of flavor, but it just doesn't quite get there.
Yeah, you need a lot of key points. And by the time you get enough key points, you can make a lot of attacks as just a monk. And you have to consider if you'd rather be doing that and casting spells.
The upside is really you're more versatile. You can gain the ability to do AoEs, and you can gain the ability to gain the ability to fly. It's mostly like
being able to
you can
use
attack
fireball is good.
you can
Yeah.
attack from range, push people around, um, which is cool. It gives you more options. You look at the battlefield and you go, I could run up and hit them, or I could
Yeah.
AoE this group, or I could push that guy off a cliff, or I could pull him towards me. I could knock over the boss, which could set up a big turn for my fighter.
I do
But I
think,
think in
though,
practice is a lot of fun.
yeah.
If you are short resting a lot, you can have those cool moments. If you aren't short resting a lot,
To be fair, if you're short resting a
kinda just
lot, all monks get better.
yeah.
But this one
But I think if
definitely feels
you're
it.
short resting a lot, you can really use those powerful features when you want to. If you aren't, you can't. You just don't have enough. You just don't. Either using your monk features that you have baseline, and you don't get to use your cool spells, or you aren't using them and you just feel like a really bad sorcerer that can
Yeah.
punch people occasionally.
I feel like
So,
they're
it just
kind of
doesn't-
just bad
I
warlocks.
would put them in C tier.
I would put them in D tier. Just
Holy-
looking at our D tier classes, I'm like, I feel like he fits.
I
in
like
here.
it. I think in certain campaigns it's a lot better. In the lens of Baldur's Gate does some things to help it out, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're that big. They move some levels around is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But it's just
Also,
through the
short
lens of
rest button is
the
nice.
way Baldur's Gate works. In a campaign that's run like Baldur's Gate, where you can kind of short rest whenever you want to, and you sort of know what's coming up, then this class is a lot better. And that's what Baldur's Gate is.
Yeah, I don't even think this class needs a lot to be good, but
It does.
You know,
It just needs a little bit.
I think it's getting completely gutted and reworked. At least
That'll be
in the last playtest, that was the case. I don't know if they're going through with it or not. We'll see.
I mean, I think a full rework could make it really cool. I think you could give them just 2 or 3 features
Yeah.
that are custom and good, like Water Whip and Fist of Unbroken Air.
Mhm.
That could be really cool. If Fangs of the Fire Snake was any good, maybe that could be good, but
Yeah, they could
it
give
just
them
needs like
just
2 or 3
4
features that are
elemental
just-
spell things at level 3. And that's cool, and they can scale with levels. And then your other things you get later on could actually be real features. Well, that'd be cool. But, I don't know.
Well, either way,
That's just me.
fair enough.
Kensei monk. Monks of the Way of the Kensei train relentlessly with their weapons to the point where the weapon becomes an extension of the body. Founded on a mastery of sword fighting, their tradition is expanded to include many different weapons. A Kensei sees a weapon in much the same way a calligrapher or painter regards a pen or brush. Whatever the weapon, the Kensei views it as a tool to express the beauty and precision of martial arts. Such mastery makes a Kensei a peerless warrior. It is but a side effect of intense devotion, practice, and study. Yeah, I don't know. This is the one that people pick instead of Samurai Fighter to be a Samurai Fighter. More often than not. You know.
We've been over the samurai, okay?
I know.
People view it wrong.
You're right.
And this
Sure.
doesn't do what that does, and this is lame.
You can believe that? I don't think it's lame.
This is
This is the this is how to make the best version of a monk by giving yourself proficiency in guns and making that your Kensei weapon. It's pretty solid. You know?
Guns are like fake.
Well, yeah, okay. Some DMs don't allow guns because guns are
I don't
optional.
know anything about the fake gun rules, other than the fake
They're not
critical role gun
fake.
rules, which are different than these fake gun rules. Um, and
Guns are
other
essentially just crossbows that make noise. That's pretty much what you need to know about them.
other than gun rules, this class is bad. I you basically just if you don't use your weapon, you get 2 AC. And if you used a ranged attack, you can use your bonus action to make it do 1d4 extra damage, and the class doesn't do anything else.
Oh, it's pretty good. I don't know.
Those suck. I built a multi-class that used this just for the AC. 2 AC is pretty good, but it's lame, and it's not that good. 1d4 damage for a bonus action is not good.
It is not a 1d4 once. You get it for every ranged attack you do on that turn.
Which is 2, because you're only attacking twice. You
Well,
can only attack twice. At 3rd and 4th level, you're attacking once, and it's bad. At 5th level, you get to attack twice, do 2d4 additional damage.
I mean, at
You should
level
just be a
6, you can
rogue.
do extra damage as well.
Rogues are just better, though.
Are rogues just better? I gotta think
Than
about
this?
it.
Yes, in every way.
I don't think so. Not necessarily. I think
What
they
does
have
this
different
have?
upsides and downsides.
What upside does this have that a rogue doesn't have?
Yeah, well, you get some monk stuff, like Diamond Soul. And the purity of body. Alright, well,
What does the subclass do for you that you care about?
being able to make martial weapons monk weapons. That's pretty much it.
And the only thing that matters in that regard is like a heavy crossbow.
Well, it can't be heavy, so.
Oh, my bad. The only thing that matters is nothing. Because nothing's good. You can do, instead of doing a d6, you can do a d8. Until, you actually would just do a d8 at level 11, and then the class is worthless. There's a monk later that gives you a ranged unarmed attack. Sun Soul.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have a ranged unarmed attack, what does this do? You could also throw darts, which isn't great, but I feel like I'd rather just have water whip occasionally. A crossbow is not worth it. You could just be a fighter, and then instead of doing 1d4 damage at 11, you get an attack. Instead of your class becoming worthless.
I mean, I don't know. It's not worth.
At level 11, why would you want to be this class?
Well, you can get better than D8s. You can get D10s. You two-hand a longsword. And also,
Two-hand a longsword.
yeah, and you pretend it's a katana.
Mm-hmm. You could do that, I guess. But you could two-hand a staff, and that's a d8. Which you can do without this subclass.
Yeah, but you can use ranged weapons, which is why you're this class.
Then you should be a Sun Soul.
Yeah, but Sun Souls don't use ranged weapons. They use ranged punches. It's different.
Yeah, but your punches are good. That's why you're a monk.
Yeah, but that's not why you're a Kensei monk. You're a Kensei monk because you want a katana, and you want
Then be a
like a
fighter,
longbow.
or a ranger, or a rogue.
Yeah, but you don't want to be, because you want to be a
Why?
Kensei with a. Look.
So you want to be a Kensei when you're deluded and you've decided that you can't gain any flavor in your character at all whatsoever unless it's in the class description.
Yeah. That's like most people that play this game.
And you can't just say you have a katana as a rogue.
Definitely not
That
as a
would be
rogue.
illegal.
Come on, that'd be horrible.
Why?
What are you gonna do? Reflavor a rapier as a katana?
That's already what you're saying you're doing.
No, you're doing that with a
Reflavoring
long sword. It's way different.
Long sword.
Way different.
It's not way different.
Nah, it is. It's way different. Also, long swords aren't finesse weapons, so, you know. Also, rogues don't get, like, multi-attack, and they don't get...
Yeah,
like,
you're right. It's way exactly.
They don't
what you were
get
talking
unarmored
about.
movement.
Exactly what you were talking about with not liking Samurai Fighter is that they did a bunch of attacks, but that's not what I want. I want the one really powerful attack. I want to be this nimble, deft
Yeah, but
guy.
you don't get
doesn't
that from
hit,
this.
Doesn't take damage, dodges things, and
Well, to be fair, this is
kills
better
someone
at
in
that.
one hit. That's a rogue. You have uncanny dodge.
Yeah,
You
but
have evasion. You aren't heavily armored. You're not
patient events and
even armored at
evasion.
all. And you kill people in one hit.
You
'Cause
also have unarmored
sneak
movement. Also, it's way more flavorful on Monk because you get deflect missiles, and you could cut a bullet in half with your katana.
You could.
I'm just
Or you
saying, that's like
Oh,
the whole
God.
thing. That's
You could get the gloves of missile staring as a rogue.
that's lame, bro. I would be mad if someone was like, "I'm using the gloves of missile snaring, but actually I'm flavorfully using a sword to cut a bro." I would actually like not be chill with that person. Okay,
I'm not chill with you right now.
I'm just saying that's cringe.
This class is terrible. It doesn't do anything. It's actively making you worse because you want to dilute yourself into a fantasy that this subclass doesn't accomplish.
It
and
is. You
better
aren't
done
actively worse.
by
You're actively
other classes.
better. Literally, just playing this class with hand crossbows is a better class than playing monk.
You should just be a rogue. It's just better.
Yeah, but rogues are just better than monks.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
This is an F tier class.
It is absolutely not an F tier class. This is literally the second best monk class in the game.
You have yet to tell me one thing it does. It does 1d4 extra damage. It doesn't do anything else. I'm looking at it. It doesn't do anything else. You get proficiency in one weapon. Or you get proficiency in weapons. And can use them as monk weapons. With the Tasha's features, that like almost doesn't even matter. Even that.
Yeah.
Because of dedicated weapon. Where you can use simple weapons and short swords. Or not just, sorry. You can touch one weapon and it counts as a monk weapon. As long as it's simple or martial and you're proficient in it. It must lack the heavier special properties. That is like the whole class. But it's a monk feature now. Just in Tasha's.
Alright, look. You
can just
I urge you to look into Gunk. Okay?
You can do that with dedicated weapons.
You can't.
You can. Is it a simpler martial weapon that lacks the heavy and special properties?
But
You just need proficiency in the weapon, which you could get with a feat. Or time, technically. You can train in weapons. If you're like a higher character with money. I don't know what you want, bro. If it's just you can use a weapon as a monk weapon. That's in Tasha's, and this class isn't needed. The only other thing the class does is it gives you proficiency in calligraphy tool and 1d4 extra damage on your range attacks if you use your bonus act. Which means you're not Step of the Winding, you're not Patient Defensing, not Flurry of Blows. You're not using your monk features anyway.
no, you don't use your monk features. That's the thing.
No.
That's why it's the best monk class, is because you don't use your monk features.
Patient Defense, Step of the Wind are very good.
Yeah, but they're not good. They're not better than just having a gun.
You can have a gun. I just explained that.
Yeah, but...
Dedicated weapon.
Oh my god.
The only downside is you have to choose a specific weapon during a rest, which can be a short rest. So you can't, like, get another gun and then immediately be able to use it. You rest with it. If you just wanted to use a gun, I feel like you'd rather the better disengage from Drunk Monk. You get to punch someone and run away, then you shoot. You miss out on your little bit of extra damage, but you can disengage easier with a bonus to it.
Yeah,
I think you're being.
This
I think
adds
you're
a
being
lot
misled.
to it. I'm definitely not being misled.
Drunk Gun Monk sounds kind of cool.
Alright. That, is not a mashing, like, a mixing of fantasies that I particularly want to adhere to. A drunk guy with a gun seems like a danger to himself and his friends.
Yeah. That's the point of Drunk Monk.
Yeah, but Drunk Monk isn't necessarily that if you don't give him a firearm or, like, a vehicle to drive.
I'm just saying, you're very stuck here. Where do you want to put this?
Bro, he's hella not F tier.
Where do you want to put it?
Kensei is at least an A tier subclass.
I don't know. I think we've spent long enough on it. I've made my argument. I feel like you're being close-minded.
I feel like you're being close-minded.
You can put it where you want to put it.
Putting it here because it's somewhere in the middle. But I'm not comfortable putting it lower than these other subclasses that are just worse than it is.
You're being gaslit by the fake D&D community.
They're not fake. Look, anyone who watches this, go into the comments and tell me that I'm right and I'm being gaslit immensely right now, okay?
If you're gonna write a comment, just really think about your place in the universe first. And all the lies that Reddit tells.
Reddit lies a lot, but
So
that
anyway,
doesn't mean that
Way of
math
the
is
Law.
wrong.
Do you want to read Long Death, or should I?
I read the last one.
Did you? Monks of the Way of Long Death are obsessed with meaning and the mechanics of dying. They capture creatures and prepare elaborate experiments to capture, record, and understand the moments of their demise. They then use this knowledge to guide their understanding of martial arts, yielding a deadly fighting style. That's kind of a messed up scripter.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, this feature is bad.
It's like baby fiend warlock.
Yeah, Fiend Warlock's feature is a little better, but also you get Warlock features. And you get the Warlock subclass at level 1. Not level 6. You get a bad fear.
AoE fear as an action. It has no uses.
That's true. I guess that makes sense why it's not.
I mean,
It's good enough, I guess.
Right. If you're against a bunch of minions,
Yeah,
it's a pretty powerful feature.
it's an AoE. I didn't realize it was infinite. Since it is, it's like it's pretty good.
I mean, is your whole action as a monk? That's less of a big deal because you could like flurry of blows as well.
Yeah.
So you're not doing nothing as well, but
You lose out on your bonus action.
if you're against like 1 or 2 big creatures, this is more than a waste of your time. But occasionally it's pretty good.
It's like it's not like I don't know. Like making people do a wisdom save as someone who presumably won't have 20 wisdom isn't awesome, but since you can just use it whenever and it's a 30 feet AoE, if there's like 10 enemies in it, like a bunch of goblins or kobolds or something, you might as well use it. It's like it's good enough to have.
You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
Is their level 11 feature is when they're reduced to 0 hit points, you can expend a key point to have 1 hit point instead. Which is pretty good, but almost every feature that says that includes the phrase, but not killed outright. And this one doesn't. Which should mean if you are, like, Finger of Death, or Power Word killed, or thrown into lava, and you just die, you could use this to not die instead.
Also, it says nowhere here that you can only do this like once per short rest or once
you can
per
do this
long rest.
You have as many key points as you have.
So you could just stand there.
You could just do it 11 times. You could spend 11 rounds walking through lava.
Yeah, and just be like, key point didn't die, key point didn't die. That's it makes me feel like, I mean, to be fair, Sword Coast stuff, but like it feels like this was not written particularly well.
I mean, I think this should just include the phrase, but not killed outright. Barbarians do have a similar feature where if they're raging and they're reduced to 0 hit points, they make a con save. And if they succeed it, then they are at 1 instead.
Sure, but
and then
11 times to just say you don't die is
11?
better than almost every feature like that.
The DC just goes up, but if you keep succeeding it, you can do it. I mean, it goes up by 5. It's 10 and then goes up by 5, so you can really...
Yeah, but that's... Like, it's not gonna be 11 times for short rest, right? But, like, it could be. You could just meme people and be dumb.
If you get Power Word killed, though, this is, like, the coolest moment of all time. You just go, I spent
Also, you could just jump off a cliff.
No. You could.
Because it doesn't say if not killed outright, so you could just jump off a cliff and then live on rage.
It's cool, which is kind of... It's pretty thematic. Like, it's in line with what it wants to do. I feel like the class is pretty kind of mid at best. But that is a very interesting feature. The more I think about it.
Also, there's Touch of Long Death, which is potentially very funny. If they fail a con save,
they could just take
what, 20 d10?
20 d10 necrotic damage. You have to spend 10 key points. But you can spend 10 key points to 20 d10 necrotic damage.
It's kind of funny.
It is half on a success, so it's not doing nothing if they succeed. 10 d10 necrotic damage guaranteed. It's pretty good.
It's a little funny, in my opinion.
A little funny. It's got a little bit of sauce. I don't think it's great, but it's got a little bit of sauce.
This...
I'd put it in.
I feel like it was just written wrong. Like, the features are kinda bad, but they're good in the sense where you can just use them and there's no drawbacks.
Occasionally this class is really good.
Also, the features are kind of mid.
Like, if you walk into a room filled with 30 goblins, you walk into a room filled with 30 goblins or skeletons or something, you just unlock them for 40 minutes, you punch a bunch of minions, and you get a whole bunch of temp HP every turn. And then you walk into the Archlich, and they opening move power word kill you, and you say no.
Yeah. And
you, like, suplex them off a mountain into a pit of lava.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's a realm where this class is crazy. And then you just, as on your way down, you do 20 d10 necrotic. I mean, you probably shouldn't do that when you can't revive yourself 100 times if you're suplexing someone into a pit of lava, but you know.
Yeah. But also, just as a character, like, making standpoint, features aside, I don't know how many people, like, see Long Death and go, that's what I want.
It's a weird one. I'd put it in C. I think if you aren't in... Occasionally you'll get an ideal. If you're playing a campaign, you'll hit that ideal at some point. You'll get to use these features. But most of the time, these features are not. You being stuck at 1 health to use all your key points isn't really something that is even most of the time. Like, if you're just being punched 100 times and you just are alive at 1, it doesn't really help that much. You're not that scary, so you're probably just being ignored.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to go down 7 times.
Probably not.
Your fear is probably almost always unusable.
Yeah. But, you know.
The temp HP doesn't matter that much.
It's like, sometimes when it matters, it's really good.
Yeah, it is better than not.
That's like the whole class, though, is sometimes when it's good, it's really good.
Damn.
Mercy Monk. Wow. This is the one that I think generally people in the D&D community say is the only viable monk class outside of Gunk.
Don't be lied to. Monk's good. Don't let the world scare you.
I don't like monks, so them being bad for me is like good. Take that, monk. Be cooler next time. Have stronger fantasy.
They might be.
Alright, well. Mercy. Here we go. Way of Mercy monks. Monks of the Way of Mercy. Learn to manipulate the life force of others to bring aid to those in need. They are wandering physicians to the poor and hurt. However, to those beyond their help, they bring a swift end as an act of mercy. Those who follow the Way of Mercy might be members of a religious order administering to the needy and making grim choices rooted in reality rather than idealism. Some might be gentle-voiced healers, beloved by their communities, while others might be masked bringers of macabre mercies. The walkers of this way usually don robes with deep cowls, and they often conceal their faces with masks, presenting themselves as faceless bringers of life and death. Bro, the flavor on this class is so good. I love it.
It's
so
pretty cool, I guess.
It hits so hard for me. Yeah. You get some stuff, which is cool.
You get some stuff, which is cool, he says.
Yeah, you get a mask, which is awesome.
You get a mask, which is old.
Yeah, you get proficiency and some skills and an herbalism kit. That's fun.
You also get Flurry of Blows that lets you cast Cure Wounds for free.
It's awesome, by the way. Just in case you didn't know if that was awesome.
Oh, just in case you didn't know. And you get up to your level of free Cure Wounds per short rest, essentially. That also, as a bonus action, you get them as a bonus action, you can Cure Wounds. And make an attack. That's your level 3 feature. That's it.
Yeah.
But at level 6, instead of doing that, you can also lesser restoration. Not instead. You can just also lesser restoration when you do that.
You can also just poison people too.
Yeah, you can just also you can poison.
Which,
So,
admittedly,
with no
a lot of things in the monster manual can't be poisoned. Like a lot of things. But
yeah, but it's free with no save. You don't even have to spend an extra key point to do that.
No, you just have to use your Hand of Harm, which you were
You
probably
don't even
going to
have
do
to
anyway.
fail a save. You probably do on that every turn.
Not only is it free, but poison condition doesn't... It's not like super common to come by. There's not a lot of spells that can do it. It's kind of just like... Some rogues can kind of do it if you have the proficiency in poisoners kits. I don't think that's common. I don't think like people do that when they play this game.
It's just there aren't really rules for it. I feel like people would do it more if there were better.
Yeah, probably, but there's
Which
not.
I kind of wish there were,
So.
because it's kind of cool. But either way, it just gets better. It's just kind of you get this absurd bonus action. And then, it just gets better every time you get a feature.
Hell yeah, brother.
And it's just, like, crazy. You can
good.
also, just at 17, you can just spend 5 key points to revive a creature.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just real. I don't know.
It's good.
It's so much healing.
That's
For no reason. It's just so undercosted, too. The fact that you can do Flurry of Blows and healing.
I actually...
is crazy.
I don't think it's undercosted. I think this is like...
At least you can Flurry of Blows, and you can do this as part of your Flurries of Blows, but you have to spend an additional key point. But it's not that. So I think this just isn't balanced, and should just be an S tier.
I don't think it's unbalanced. I actually still think it's S tier, but I think it's I think other monk classes should just
compared to other monk.
I think other monk classes just should be this good. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. Like your features not costing that much key. They cost key, so it's not like they're free. Most of the time, at least, they're not free. Sometimes they are.
Yeah, but it's your level.
But you're using your key anyway. At least you want to be.
Yeah, but the fact that you can at level like 2 or 3, it matters. At level 10, you just do this every turn without thinking.
Yeah, but
you aren't gonna do it 10 times for short run.
I think that this is the only monk subclass that makes a level 10 monk feel like a level 10 character. I think a lot of other classes feel like they're like level 10, 11, 12, and monk, I think by the time monk doesn't have to worry about key points anymore, a lot of it just doesn't totally feel great.
I feel like casting Fireball feel like a level 10 monk.
Yeah, but that's feeling like a level 5 wizard. Like,
Level 5 wizard can't flurry and blow in Step of the Wind after.
sure, I guess.
And it has much lower AC. I mean, 4 elements is where it is for a reason still, but
Yeah. I don't know. It's how I
well,
feel.
whatever.
It's good. We agree that it's good. Moving on.
Are we done? Are there more monks?
There's 3 more monks! What do you mean, are we done?
I thought we did them all.
No!
Oh, what's that? What's that?
The open hand monk.
Oh! Open
Yeah,
hand.
this is you, by the way.
Oh. Monks of the open hand are the ultimate master of combat. Whether armed or unarmed, they learn techniques to push and trip their opponents, manipulate ki to heal damage to their bodies, and practice advanced meditation that can protect them from harm.
Yeah, this is, I feel like people who play monk, are like, this is the subclass I want to be. I just want to punch people, and this is the one that just lets you punch people, so you know what? Fair enough. The open hand technique's pretty alright.
I mean, it's very monkey.
Ook ook.
Ook.
Wholeness of body, sucks.
Wholeness of body's fine.
No, it's terrible, bro.
I mean,
I'd rather just not. I feel like it's insulting to be like, you can do this once per long rest, just because. I'd rather just not get it. Okay.
I feel like once per long rest you heal 30 health is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but if you're like, I don't want to use an action in combat to heal myself 30 HP as a punch monk. Like, that's not.
And
That's
don't.
That's not what I want to do. Well, yeah, but
Use
that's
an
the
action
point. That's my whole feature.
For combat.
That's like, it's not
Like, you're
useless.
out of a fight, you know you're not gonna get a short rest, but you know you're about to take another fight and you're missing 30 health. You're like, okay, we gotta go. I'm just gonna heal 30
Look,
health.
it's not useless, but it doesn't feel like something you should be getting as a subclass feature. It feels like something monks should just have. Like, they should just have wholeness of body.
It's a good feature.
It's a fine feature, okay?
It's a good feature. You just, if you have a moment of downtime where you don't get to attack in a turn because you're play fight, like you're like, I'm not gonna make it to them, but I could make it to them next turn.
Gotta be really
So I'm not gonna dash. I could dash and go into melee, but instead I'm just gonna use wholeness of body, or I'm hiding behind because the dragon's about to shoot a fire blade, or we're about to go into combat.
Sure.
And I have the time. Like, there's features where you can use it and it isn't a waste. Like, you're not doing nothing. Tranquility is interesting.
Sure. I mean, it's something.
And Quivering Palm is really cool.
Yeah. And Quivering Palm is what people talk about.
I mean, Quivering Palm's like the coolest move you can do in the game. And they blow up.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I don't know. It's just kind of good.
Yeah, Quivering Palm's sick.
I think you should just
Open hand is good.
Probably.
Wholeness and tranquility. Kind of is.
Tranquility is decent.
I don't know. Man.
No one can. It's hard to get sneak attacked if you're.
I'm throwing it in with every other monk.
This definitely deserves A.
I don't think so. I mean, look, Quivering Palm's sick. let's be real. How many times are people playing campaigns that go to level 17? Like, pretty much never.
Tranquility's good, but I don't like it that much because it's I don't know. I'm a hater, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a hater too, so I'm gonna hate it.
It's good though.
Too.
It's very Marshall Lee Murray. Although there's a really cool in with an open hand monk.
There's a cool what with open hand monk?
Really cool scene
Uh,
with an open hand monk where the monk just like stares at a guy and he's like he just like looks at him and passes his turn like 6 times and they try to hit him and they just have to make checks against Sanctuary because he hasn't done anything and they just can't hit him. It's really cool.
yeah, it's kind of funny. Shadow monk.
Shadow monk.
Shadow monk. I vaguely recall this monk being
Believe it.
well. Never mind. Did I do the last one or did you? I don't remember.
Monks of the Way of Shadow follow a tradition that values stealth and subterfuge. These monks might be called ninjas or shadow dancers, and they serve as spies and assassins. Sometimes the members of ninja monasteries are family members, forming a clan sworn to secrecy of their arts and mission. Other monasteries are more like thieves guilds, hiring out services to nobles, rich merchants, and anyone who can pay their high fees. Regardless of their methods, the heads of these monasteries expect the unquestioning obedience of their students.
Where? Yeah. This is pretty good monk subclass.
Some spells that are bad.
No, come on. Pass Without a Trace is good.
Okay, the other ones are all bad though.
No, Darkness is also good. For this subclass, at least.
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Is it? You can't see though.
Maybe you could figure out ways to see.
I mean, if you get like the blind fighting.
Well, that's what I was
Then it's kind of.
gonna say, but...
But then you need to go to and fire, which is awkward, or take the feet. Then it's like kind of cool, I guess.
Oh, you can get Shadow Step too, which kind of makes it good. Because you can use Darkness on something and then teleport to it.
You can't see through the darkness though. And Shadow Step specifies you can teleport 60 feet. Everybody can see. But you can't see through darkness because it's magical dark.
But it says it's 60 feet in a space you can see that's in darkness. Oh, you mean you can't see in the darkness spell?
In the darkness spell, because that's magical. Assumedly, you have dark vision. You can see in normal darkness.
But you also get advantage on a melee attack.
What do you mean?
Well, just for Shadow Step. Advantage on something.
Oh yeah, the Shadow Step is good. Casting Darkness is worth. You can use it to like hide so people can't cast on you technically, or do ranged attacks on you. So I guess it's somewhat useful, but it's not that good. It's pretty bad. Silence is okay as well, I guess. Pass Without a Trace is good.
And Cloak of Shadows is pretty good.
Cloak of Shadows is pretty good.
I don't know.
Cloak of Shadows is like kind of permanent stealth with no.
Also,
action.
Shadow Step has some sick out of combat use. You can just teleport across the map at nighttime.
Yeah, Cloak of Shadows is permanent invisibility at night or in a cave.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty good.
it's pretty good. I think it's kind of lame, but it's.
Yeah, man, I think it's pretty good.
I don't think it feels very ninja assassin-y. Doesn't feel like you're really using stealth and subterfuge. It just feels like you're kind of a weird caster. Feels like you're a shadow sorcerer. Which I don't think is the right vibe.
I don't know, you
But
sneak.
features are good.
You can sneak up on someone, use Stunning Strike at, like, advantage with Shadow Step.
It's better because you can turn invisible and teleport. But you're turning invisible and teleport. That's like you're sneaking. You're a sneaky caster because you have magic that turns you invisible and teleports you. You're not actually sneaky.
Yeah, but you are also actually sneaky.
I feel like it would be better instead of giving you powers without instead of giving you invisibility, it gave you like expertise in spell and like the ability to climb things. I think it should make you a better, like, physically, not I am a wizard.
Yeah, but I feel like that, like, scene, I guess, of, like, ninjutsu is pretty common. You don't have to, like, throw a giant planetary, like, Rasengan or something, but...
You don't, but even in Naruto, before they're throwing the Rasengans and teleport, they learn to, like, walk on water and run up walls and run around really fast and
Yeah,
do
but monks can already do that.
I guess.
Monks can do
but
all of those things, just baseline.
I guess. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel very ninja-y. Nothing's here making me feel like a ninja. If it's just like, well, monks are already ninja.
I mean,
Then,
they kinda are, but now you
I
get
don't know, I
more
feel like
sneaking tools.
it should be leaning into the ninja thing. The descriptor doesn't go, you learned from the Shadowfell how to manipulate the shadows and create magical things from the will of your body.
Yeah, but I don't
It's
think
just
that's
like,
the
you are
idea.
an assassin. You are a ninja. You honor your clan unquestionably.
I think it's more like a
I don't-
ninja art. Like, I don't think you're, like, literally casting the darkness spell. I mean, maybe you could, because mechanically it's the same. But,
I don't know. It's lame, but it's decent. I'd put it in B, I guess, because it's decent. But it's lame and I hate it.
yeah, sure. I'm not gonna argue too hard for Shadow Monk. Alright, here's the last monk subclass. There's a surprisingly large amount of monk subclasses. Monks of the Way of the Sun Soul learn to channel their life energy into searing bolts of light. They teach that meditation can unlock the ability to unleash the indomitable light shed by the soul of every living creature. Honestly, I kind of just, like, question mark ping that description, like...
That's a great description. What are you talking
Like,
about?
what the hell are you talking about?
That's so monk-like, bro. That's like the heart of Buddhist monk right there.
Nah, for me, that's Way of the, Astral Self, not this.
Yeah, but Buddhism's talking all about the interconnected nature of life.
Yeah, but it's like, so you
Energy
can
that
shoot
fuses
holy
all of us.
fire at people. It's like, I don't know if that totally connects for me.
Bro, you're just like, ninja totally means you can teleport, disappear, and fly.
Well,
That's
you
just
can't
what
fly.
ninjas do.
Also, ninjas like being able to teleport is like a common trope. I don't understand.
A monk being attuned to life energy and the sun and being able to manifest that is also a common trope.
Is it?
Yes, that's what Goku does.
No, he does
That's
not.
That's what ki blasts are.
That has nothing to do with like sun. I don't know. He doesn't like shoot fire.
Ki blasts are the life energy within your body being manifested into energy that you shoot from yourself.
Yeah,
That's what the concept of ki is.
sure. But that's
And
not
that's
gonna make a
what
lot of sense when it's
happens.
renamed the discipline now, is it?
That's what happens in. That's what Dragon Ball is. Dragon Ball Z goes off the rails and does all kinds of stuff. But it's when it's just martial artists in a fighting tournament, that's exactly what this is.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, uh-huh?
Uh-huh.
It is! This is cool!
Okay.
There's tons of monk temples that are built on the highest peaks that revere the sun as the ultimate connection to life. And they're at the highest peaks to be the closer to the sun. It's like it's a very good theming.
Alright, look, I believe you.
Radiating Sunbolt, Radiant Sunbolt, having a 30-foot unarmed attack is good. You can flurry of blows from range. Your die basically gets
Can you?
like,
I don't think you can flurry of blows.
yeah, when you take the attack action, you can spend one.
No, that's
key
your
point.
bonus action attack.
What?
Yeah.
When you take the attack action on your turn and use this special attack as part of it, you can spend one key point to make this special attack twice as a bonus action. That is flurry of blows.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's not saying you can flurry of blows, but it's explaining flurry of blows and you can do it.
Yeah.
When you get to cast Burning Hands, which is nice, you get some AoE, which is good.
Yeah, but Burning Hands isn't that good as a first level spell. At level 6, it's not good.
Yeah, but having the option to do AoE is good.
Sure. If your party has none, I guess. Also, just
It's
killing a
good.
goblin instead of, like, bringing 5 of them to half.
If you're hitting 5, if you could kill one with one punch, then that's probably better. But if you can't, if you're hitting 3 or 4 guys, then Burning Hands is definitely better. You could also Burning Hands and Flurry.
It's a lot of key points, though.
Yeah, but you're doing a lot of damage. You're using them pretty well. Then you get a better AoE. You get like a big fireball. Radiant fireball, that's pretty cool. I don't know. They're okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Certainly.
I want to say that they should be an A because they're cool and I like them. And they're thematic and exciting. And I think their features are good. But I don't know if they're good at A. But every monk is in B.
Yeah, because monks just don't B tier class.
It probably should just be a B.
Yeah, it's just...
I mean, all the monks wouldn't be in B if I had monks.
it's just not that good. Yeah, and if I had my way, all of these B monks would be in C. Every monk would just be moved down one tier, actually. So.
That's not true. You wanted Kensei to be an A. I wanted Kensei to be an F.
Alright, everything would be moved down one except for Kensei. Who would be in A with Mercy.
Well,
actually, I'd probably keep Mercy in S.
Well, we survived
Barely.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want to talk about monks ever again, man. Hopefully when they get reworked, they'll be cool.
You're gonna force me to play them next.
Bro, they're just like...
I'm gonna have to do it.
They're just so jank, man. And a lot of them just aren't super flavorful. There's only so many ways you can punch someone. Like, I'm sorry, is how I feel, okay?
All I watch is Super.
I watched the best of Super, okay? You think I sat down and watched all those episodes? Most of Super is garbage.
You know what's better than Super?
What, you gonna say Boruto?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's true.
They're more like monks.
No, they're more like monks in Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball's the
Not
best
more.
one.
Whoa! Who are you? Who's pointing you? What?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Martial arts is cool.
Yeah.
You are cringe.
Look, I like doing them. That doesn't mean that I would rather punch someone than, like, be a dragon.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Are we done?
We're done. Paladin next time. See y'all later. Bye.
Paladin.